We're speeding through the Ushio and Tora episode, finally an episode that combines more than one story, I have a feeling of. We are introduced to successors of the Beast Spear, as Ushio continues to wonder what his destiny in this job is. He meets a tomboyish lady dressed in long clothes, she looks like she has pretty light clothing, but boyish short hair, who acts a bit tough and is a nonsense, but at the same time a bit annoying, at least in Tora's eyes. Her name is Hinowa Sekimori. She tells Ushio all about their duty as trained successors for the Beast Spear. As she begins to talk down on Ushio for the fact that he's ignorant to so many things and endangering so many people, and even though his life hasn't trained in all that, Ushio then decides to give up the Beast Spear to her. Back in the cult, in the sect, the Grand Lady hears also about the successors going AWOL, but she decides to do nothing about it because they need to see for themselves the power of Ushio and the Beast Spear. Also, Hinowa decides to track down a Hakumen no Mono spawn, but she cannot use the Beast Spear. For some reason it rejects her, so she easily gets caught. It's then that Ushio comes back, having been encouraged in order to get back, and he knocks the spawn pretty badly, and when it captures Hinowa, he managed to save her, although he also managed to cut off most of her clothing. Will you tell me she wielded nothing underneath that long skirt? And Tora decides to help. With Hinowa having seen Ushio as a real successor, she begins to show Sundere's side, saying that she will not give up in wielding that spear, but she will let Ushio wield it for now. She walks away. The next day, however, Ushio also begins to wonder why he should wield the Beast Spear and meets the second successor of the spear, Nagara Aikeba, a guy with a very ugly face and a pretty nihilistic looking face with a motorbike. Ushio acts very much like a little kid when he sees the bike. But at that time he doesn't realize that Nagare is a successor, and so he walks away. But Tora, on the other hand, sensed that Nagare had a bone to pick with him, so he flies over there, and Nagare begins to demand the usual questions on why is Tora doing that and that, and why has he changed his name. As they begin to fight, the scene switches to some nice choreographic fight scenes, and when Tora seems to have been caught, Tora tears through the seals with brute strength alone, and beats Nagare, although not killing him. And once again Tora shows her his Cinderella side by saying, "It's not like I pity you." As Nagare once again asks, "Why haven't you eaten Ushio?" Tora finally reveals he doesn't know the reason. He just says that he's not bored when he is with Ushio. But Ushio, on the other hand, has boarded a bus, and the bus is under attack by a yokai. And so Tora begins to travel back to that bus in order to help Ushio from that dangerous yokai. So there are successors, of the sect. Well, I wonder how many of them will be. All I know is that this episode. It was pretty embarrassing with Hinowa, even though she brought a little bit serious, I really wish, personality, so that was fun. Nagare, he's mysterious. He looks so nihilistic. I mean, he looks like he has no emotion, and he seems to be not treating his job as a maybe successor pretty well, so I don't really know his intentions. All in all, it was an okay chapter with a good fighting scene. Give me your thoughts if you have any.